Hello. Oh, wow, you're thinking, what the fuck is this big chunky man doing? What I'm doing is an update video, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. You know what, let's call it a story. Let's call it a story. Of well, the worst weekend of my life. Let's go with that. The hard, well, yeah, maybe not. All right, the worst in my particular unique context might be wrong from other people's perspective. Oh, hello, Kitty. Oh, you're waking up, you lazy. Yeah, you can see her. Look at her. She can't tell there's a camera there, but I can. All right. From my perspective, we'll stick with hardest. I don't know what Joe Average is. Does Joe Average exist? I don't know. But from hypothetical Joe Average, we'll call it the worst in the world. Maybe not the world. My world. My unique, interesting, vibrant world. I suppose that's my context, isn't it? Providing with hard... We're going to start, and I'm going to put this out there right now. When I talk about random shit, I play Showdown. Showdown is there. It's me going, oh, look at me. That's not there. I can't concentrate on that right now. And I know I don't play Showdown well when I try and talk about one thing and play that. The fact that I can't even play that, this is going to get really heavy. For people who can't deal with that or aren't prepared for that, just either mentally prepare yourself or don't leave. I wouldn't. This is something that is primarily for me. I have spent my entire weekend talking to people about this, talking over the phone about this, trying to explain it, unable to explain it. This is something that I'm just going to go, if you can't handle it, because of I have a very unique set of circumstances, don't watch. Because I wouldn't wish what I've been through in the last few years of my life, in the last few days of my life, on anyone. It's unfair, it's brutal, it's horrible, it's miserable, it's the worst, most confusing feeling of my life. I can't even quantify. There are no words in the English language, in sign language, in any language that can quantify where I'm at right now and how shattered and how broken I am. This has nothing to do with any games, music. This is me. So please, if you're not comfortable with the weight that I'm currently dealing with, or if you don't feel like you can quantify it, I just realised my fucking microphone why is my microphone lower? Who the fuck lowered my microphone? Fuck you, Windows. If you were unable to hear what I was talking about, well, hopefully that's better. I'm not overly concentrating on this. I had to disable a webcam to get this to work. Fuck off. So, the lead up to my worst weekend ever. Basically, the subtext for the last few, like 6-7 months, is that my sister has been preparing to move to Estonia. Weird, I know. Estonian boyfriend. He's a lovely bloke. He's fantastic. Good for her. We spent an awful lot of time preparing for that. But the one thing for me is that my sister, for the last few years of my life, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've been through depression. I'm still currently suffering from mental health problems. I can deal with it. I've finally honed my ability to deal with it to a pretty decent degree. But a lot of that has been through support, counsellors. My sister's been there to help me out with that. Cigarettes, alcohol. It's not healthy, but you find what you can and you use that and you deal with it. But yeah, she's been there to help me with a lot, and there are no words for that to thank her. No one should have to try and be there for that, but she has. And I've been there for her when she's had her, shit to deal with. But like I say, she's been getting ready for that. I've been mentally preparing myself for that while also working through my new job, trying to get used to that, getting used to the people. I really like the people I work. I like my boss. He's fucking phenomenal. He's done shit for me that... fucking hell. Anyway. So, she left, I took her to the airport for a move to Estonia Sunday morning. So that's your bit of context on that. There's going to be other context added to that in a bit. Anyway, so it was, like I say, the last week has been stressful enough, getting ready for that, talking to her, making sure she's okay, making sure she's got all of her shit ready to go, making sure she's planned ahead. She didn't. You're moving to another country that you've only spent some amount of time in with someone that you've only, love is its own thing, but haven't known him for that long. It's a leap of faith, essentially. See if you can do it. See if you're strong enough mentally to do it. So I've been trying to make sure she's okay, make sure that everything around her okay. Just trying to get her over that hump. So Friday. What date? It is the 10th. Fucking hell. So Friday the 7th. So we're getting up to that weekend. Like I say, she's leaving on the 9th. It's flight was at 6 in the morning, by the way. So I had to get up to go take her to the airport at about 2, because England, you know how it is. Friday, I'm sort of thinking, I'm going to go do a bit of shopping, get ready for the weekend, get ready for the week ahead, just make sure I'm cool, I'm clean. I go into my local Tesco where I shop, and I pass out. I don't know why. Supposedly, probably a 90% chance it was heat stroke. On the other hand, I'd had a lot to drink. Not booze wise. I do have booze right now, but that's entirely different. I don't need it. I just need to relax. It's not a dependency in this particular... And most of the time it's been a dependency. In this particular instance, it's not. I swear these. I need to relax. Like I said, I drank a whole fucking carton of orange juice. I drank a lot of water. I'd been out in the sun for maybe about an hour. And I go to Tesco, and I'm so surprised by the sandwich aisle. I'm like, and I pass out. Fortunately, there was someone there. He was conveniently on his lunch break, and he helped me out. He called paramedics, and they took me to a accident emergency, if you don't know. And they ran blood tests on me, and I'm fine. She started freaking out. She was like, please tell me you're okay. Please go get go to the doctors, make sure you're alright. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm okay. I still need to go to the doctors, to be fair. But yeah, I hate hospitals. I've spent too much time in hospitals. They are just, the people who work there are phenomenal. Nothing but respect for them, especially in the current climate where you're gonna, the funding for an NHS hospital is about as much as, I don't know, just a jar of my piss. So I spent about 5 hours there. Someone from work came to get me, but like I say, she was freaking out, and I was like, fuck, I didn't need that. This is gonna be hard enough. Saturday, for some reason my sister had left it to the last minute, but she needed to get rid of her car before she moved. I bought a Mitsubishi Colt. I wanted a Mitsubishi Colt. I have terrible luck with cars. They always seem to blow up on me the second I buy them. And I found one that I liked. It was good. It was a good car. Test drove it. I liked it. And we both rocked up with our cars. We part exchanged it, drove back, and it was broken. The bonnet catch wasn't working. My neighbour, fucking brilliant bloke, took an hour out of his evening to help me fix it. And it's not quite fixed, but I can jimmy it so that it works, and so we're cool. And I start it up. We're doing Saturday morning. I went to go to get my sister about 2:00. And I can hear a fan belt whirring, and I'm like, fucker. But buyer beware. Interesting thing he told me is that apparently because he's a dealer, he is liable. So I'm at some point planning to get someone out to look at it and go, what's everything wrong with it? This guy sold me a car, and something's missing from it as well. And I'm gonna send, have a look at it. Tell me what's missing, and you know what? This fucker will send you some money. But it's buyer beware. It is what it is. I wanted a car that was reliable, and it's in the 3 days that I've had it. it hasn't done well. When I saw it, should be, but there you go. Anyway, even though the fan belt was whining, I was like, fuck it, let's do this. So I go and pick my sister up. We have a coffee, chill out a bit, get my sister and her boyfriend into the car and set off. I didn't know what was going on, but about 4:30 in the morning, we're listening to Stone Sour's new album. Stone Sour's new album is quality, by the way. Give it a listen if you like a bit of metal. A bit of metal. Fuck you, cigarette. Fucking burn properly, you cunt. I paid money, I pay my taxes, burn. About 4:30 in the morning, I get a call from the care home where my dad's staying, and this is going to be the other bit of context. My dad has been terminally ill for about 20 years. I know you think, terminally ill, 20 years? Well, he can't have been that bad. We've saved his life about 5 times. He's had fucking pneumonia. He's had cancer about 3-4 times. He's had this, that. He's got a breathing problem. He's deaf. He's got all kinds of shit. We get a call from the care home saying that he's got a chest infection. It's the second chest infection he's had in about a week. Now, before this, he was quite week he's been bedridden for the last 7-8 years. No, fucking cigarette. But yeah, he was basically at the stage where anything could finish him off. But he gets his chest infection, and we get a call at 4:30 in the morning, and the carer says he can't swallow because he's got his chest infection. Basically, he was being waterboarded. Basically, like he was swallowing his own saliva because he couldn't swallow anything. And because he had a chest infection, like literally, like maybe less than a week before, he was kind of resistant to the antibiotics they were giving him. Leave that there for a minute. And so it's at this point that, like I say, I've been mentally preparing myself for when my sister left. It's at this point that it gets a lot harder. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, getting my sister to go to Estonia, just to live her life. But yeah, like I say, 4:30, I'm on the motorway. We get this call, and she starts freaking out. Like I say, she's about to go to the other side of Europe. And the person that we've been waiting on to die is currently dying. She's freaking out. She's not okay. She's trying to be as strong as possible. And I have to be... That was the moment that I had to suck it up as hard as I could. It's fucking brutal in every sense of the... Like, there's no possible way to describe it. Like, I was driving. I hadn't slept in about... Well, I suppose, about 15 hours. And she turns to me and goes, "Are you alright?" And I have to turn to her and go, "Yeah, fuck it, yeah, having a great time. Yeah, fuck it, who gives a shit? He's been dying for 20 years. Fuck it, he can go on his own time." Yeah, and so like I say, I maintain composure. We get to the airport, park my car up, get my ticket, take her to the airport, and we start going into baggage claim. She's still got a decent amount of time before her flight. We've got time to chill out, have a coffee, talk about it, and we get the baggage check. And this is little lady. And for some reason, my sister, being the master of forward planning, booked 40 kilograms of luggage when she had 60 kilograms of luggage. We got more like 65. Like I said, we get the bags that we could get through her allotment of baggage check, and her boyfriend had 15 kilograms, and we're like, oh fucking hell. So we get what we could through her. The baggage lady was fucking useless. We were like, no, we want this bag and this bag to go through her lot of baggage, and she was like, but you're still over. It's like, no, we're over if we use this one and this one. We want the other one. And she's like, but you're still over. It's like, no, because we're not sending that one. We're sending that one. Eventually, that got resolved. And we don't get Anna's boyfriend through baggage check just yet. And my sister storms outside. of Stansted Airport and burst into tears. And I'm there. It's like, fuck. And she turns around to her boyfriend and says, this bag that was left is the bag I need the most. It has all my shit in it. It has, it's stuff I care about, stuff I really need, stuff that I need to comfort me. I'm going to be, I need this. And she was 7 kilograms over. And I'm like, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to throw out, and I leave them to it. She's throwing shit out. She hands me an 8-pack of Coke Cherry, and I'm like, are you serious? There was a bottle of gin, and I'm like, take the bottle of gin out. And she's like, no, I need the bottle of gin. It's like, but you don't drink. Like an idiot. We unpack all of her back. She's crying the whole way through, and I'm like, fucking Christ. So we keep unpacking heavy shit. We load it. She foresaw this eventuality, and she chucks it all into a bag, and she's like, right, here you go. And I turn to her boyfriend, and I go, right, get back in line. You're running out of time. Get this shit on the flight. I need to talk her off a cliff right now. He runs off. He does get the bag on in the end. It was still 2 kilograms over, but he managed it. Thank God. Fucking Christ. I don't even want to know how that day would have gone if she'd fucking stayed. So yeah, he gets the baggage check on, but my sister's in fucking tears at this point. She's like, have I made the right choice? Am I doing the right thing? Dad's dying. Fucking like an hour and a half away. I could turn around. I could go with you right now. And every fiber of my being wanted to say to it, no, don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. Just stay here with me, please. We can help each other. We can look after each other. We can get through this. But I told her how proud I am of her, how massive this is for her to go off, do what she wants to do what she believes in, and live her life. It's the hardest fucking thing I've ever done in my life. I didn't cry. I didn't burst into tears. I was this close. But I told her, no, you go fucking do you. That's the important bit. My dad's been dying for so fucking long. You've sacrificed so much because of him. You go live your life. And she got on that plane. And I'm really proud of her. And I don't know if she ever watches this, I might link it to her at some point in a few weeks, just so she sees it. I'm really fucking proud of you. Like, I couldn't have done it. I would have been the person saying, no, I'm going back. I can't do this. This is impossible. But she did it. I'm really happy she did. She's got a 3-week course in Estonia, learning the ins and outs, learning the cultural malarkey, basically saying if you can't conform to our shit, deal with it. But she's doing it. I couldn't be prouder. I'm the younger brother, and I'm proud. Like, fucking hell, I couldn't do it. Leave that there for a minute. Anyway, I got her on the plane, got back to the parking spot, and it's crunch time. As I've alluded to before, hang on a minute. Let me get some more safety booze. Oh yeah, we're going with some different shit this time. Num 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 num. Safety booze! Ah! I don't need it. I just want it. I'm not crawling into an alcoholic bottle. I just need to unwind. Which is why I'm doing this. Anyway, yeah. It's crunch time. It's go time. She's on the plane. We're good to go. The important bit has been settled. Right, so I get my shit. I get my new car broken. I go out to the park. She's like, "Oh, if you park here, it'll be cheaper." I go pay my parking fine, and it's 25 quid. I'm like, you parked it. I've been here for 2 hours. £25. I'll pay it because I'm like, fuck it. We're on it now. My brain ready to go. We're doing this shit. We're on it. It's happening. I'm driving down the motorway. I've got some Machine Head. Listening to that. Just rocking out like, we're on it. This is happening. I missed the turning I needed to go on. Oh, yeah, I did an extra, like, fucking 20 minutes to my journey. 20 minutes of my arsehole being... I was thinking, if you fucking don't last an extra 20 minutes, I'm going to be pissed. I do make it there. It's about 7 in the morning. Like I said, I haven't slept in a stupidly long time. I'm shattered. I'm emotionally just broken. I get out of my car and I go in and they welcome me. They offer me a cup of coffee, which I appreciated. And I sat with my dad, and like I say, he's effectively been drowning for the last 8 hours before I showed up. And I sat with him for about 4 hours. I didn't really feel anything. I'm watching someone pivotal to getting this back together, someone that I care about really deeply, and someone that I can't stand, someone that he ruined my life. He was a massive part of my life. He is still, even now, a corner of my life. Hey, wake up, dipshit. And I feel nothing. And my dad, the pinnacle of timing, picked the one day that my sister goes on a life-changing trip. Well, I say trip, move to another country to do her own thing, be her own person. The week, literally by the day, it was incredible. The day that my counsellor went on holiday, so I've been calling her. And the week that my mum and my stepdad, who have been really supportive, went on holiday as well. So my mum and my stepdad got the lowdown from the care home. My mum drove back as fast as she could, jamming like 100. Like the entire way there, I just called my stepdad like, please make sure she doesn't get disqualified. Just make sure she doesn't drive like a complete lunatic. And he was like, I'll do my best, son. Oh, my mum's deaf as well. It's like when she's in that focused mindset, it's like you can wave your hands, you can do anything you want. She doesn't give a shit. She's like, me, there, it's happening, it's on. And she did about, I don't know, 150, 200 miles in about 3 hours. And I'm like, fucking Christ. So yeah, I sat with my dad. I know, I'm going to call my stepdad Dad a lot. I've lived with him for a long time. So I call him Dad because, he's my dad. And my dad is Also, my dad. It's very confusing. You're gonna have to try and keep up. You're gonna have to try and put the puzzle pieces together if you're still watching this. I don't know. It's a matter of perspective. I don't know how heart wrenching and brutal this is because I'm currently in it. Some of you might be like, fuck it, yeah, whatever, and some of you might be like throwing up poo. But yeah, like I say, I sat with my dad. And I watched him. I tried to hold his hand. He was so weak he couldn't hold my hand. Because he was having trouble breathing. Oxygen deprivation. He must have. He was whispering and trying to talk to no one. He must have been hallucinating. When he sort of became lucid. He tried to talk to him. I couldn't understand anything he said. And it was really fucking hard. It's difficult to see. It's not just someone you care about. Watching someone you care about go through that, fucking hell. When it's as complicated as, like I say, there's this, I've cared for him for a lot of my life. He ruined my life. I spent 4 years recovering from what he did to me. And then he hinges on my ability to get better and become not okay with myself, but to regain control of this. And like I say, you watch it, I didn't feel anything. I tried to open myself up to it. I wanted to try at least show some, like crying, laugh, anything. There was nothing. And so, like I say, I'm watching him go through this for a while. And then they finally managed to get him to swallow some medication. Like I say, he swallowed some meds. Like I say, I've been up for about 20 hours, 21 hours. I need to sleep. My parents showed up, did their best to comfort me. And I went back and I napped at their house for a bit. It's really close to the care home. And as soon as I got up and I put, I got all my shit back off, because I was in my sister's room because she wasn't using it. I got a phone call saying that he wasn't responding to anything. So I'd had this intense period from about 2 a.m. to about maybe 12, 1 o'clock. I managed to nap for a bit. And when I woke up, like I say, there was this, like I say, it's go time again. We're on it. It's happening. And we go back, and he's a bit more lucid than they said. It must have been just sort of a dip. But I sat there for a bit with my mum. She drove my new car. She's insured on my new car. Like I said, because my mum's deaf, she can't hear the revs, and because she's trying to look that way, she isn't looking at the rev counter. And I bought a new 1.1 Mitsubishi Colt. She drives I think it's 2.5 litre Honda CRV, which is a massive diesel SUV, and she was fucking like my poor little new car, already poorly, because the man, I don't want to say the word because it might come back on me. It's already poorly, and she's revving it to like 7,000 RPM, and I'm like, I can't do anything because she's sitting there, and it's like, I want to wave to you and say, stop revving my car so hard, but it's like, you're trying to focus on that. I had to sit there and just like, please stop hurting my poor car. Please. My poor baby. I bought it for its reliability, and it's already let me down. Let's not fuck it anymore. But I sat there for a bit, and like I said, he must have been, he was hallucinating more. He was just waving at shit. I don't know what it was. Like he didn't recognize me. Um, when I walked in, he recognized my mum. Um, I gave her a brief sort of, I guess, eye squint, just sort of like, oh. But he spent about an hour and a half just waving at shit, trying to hold his hands there, and then just them sliding down whenever he breathed. Coughing through every single breath, like just sort of inhaling through water. And then, yeah, I think my mum caved. She was like, I don't watch this anymore. Because he could be at this for hours. So I went back to my mum and stepdad's place. I ate something because they forced me to. I was desperate for a bit of alone time, but they were like, you will eat this chicken Kiev or I will murder your soul. And I was like, alright, I'll eat it. And then I finally came back home. I chilled out as best as I could. I went to bed. And then I got a phone call about 2:30 today. I mean, I know when I upload this it'll be the 11th, but when I'm recording this it's the 10th. I got a phone call from my stepdad at 2:30 in the morning to say that my dad had died. Hang on, let me get some filters. So yeah, he passed away in his sleep, which, considering what I say, he'd been essentially waterboarded for 20 hours, but he went out peacefully. So yeah. When I'm recording this, today is the day that his odyssey finally ends. He has spent the last 7 years bedridden, incontinent, or doubly incontinent. Like I say, getting cancer. We had to fight to make sure that an ambulance didn't come and take him to hospital. I know that sounds bizarre, but just to get him that DNR, or do not resuscitate, ruling was difficult in itself, but every doctor that looked at him was like, why is he in hospital? He should be in a bed, comfortable. But yeah, it's finally done. I mean, like I say, 7, 8 years ago, I started this journey of trying to just be alright with myself. And after about 4 years, I managed to get into the workplace. It took a long adjustment period, but I worked with people that I really appreciated, who were really nice. And then, because of my mental health, I moved on. And I'm currently working with a lot of people that I really care about. I really enjoy working with. I've got a boss that really gives a shit. He's phenomenal. Um, yeah, I hit this stage about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, where I couldn't move on. It was just too hard. There's this mental block in my mind that needed my dad to die so that I could move on and I could be okay with my life. I was carrying so much of his baggage, of my baggage, that I was told to try and visualize what my life would be like after it, and I couldn't. I didn't know what life was without waiting for my dad to die. That has been my life. And now it's happened. It's time for me to step up to the plate. I said that's what I needed. I told my counsellor, my therapist, that it's something that was really important to me. And it's happened. My dad is now dead. And it's even saying that, I've said it to my family, friends, it still, it hasn't registered. But it's time for me to actually step up and get better and be okay with that. I still haven't seen. I wasn't around for when he died. I still need to go see him before he's cremated to have my final goodbyes. But I asked for this. I prayed for this for myself and for him, because he was stuck in a bed for 7, 8 long fucking years. Going back, and the only time he ever went out or ever got out of bed was when he went to hospital. The last time I went to hospital with him, he had to be put in a sling so that he could get between a wheelchair and a bed, because his legs were just so weak that he couldn't carry himself. But the torture is over for him and for me, and now it's time for me to step up to the plate and actually do this shit. And it's going to take a while. It's going to take time. I've tried to prepare myself as best as I can, but you can only visualize what this is going to do when it finally happens. There is no one in the world can tell you how it's going to feel, how you're going to feel. You're going to be angry, you're going to be sad, especially with, I've got really unique. Young carers are the toughest fuckers in the world. I don't give a shit what anyone says. No one should have to care for someone at a young age. It's not the way it works. It's not how it should work. It should never be the way it works. But young carers, they're strong. But I finally got what I wanted, and that's it. I can't even put it that even now, I got told at 2:30 in the morning. I mean, I'm emotionally drained and dead at that point. I even had 7 hours sleep after it. I don't feel like I've slept at all. I'm numb. I've talked to family member after family member after family member, on the phone, saying they're there for me. It's you're miles away. It doesn't help. And the family members that are close to me are smothered. I actively went to my workplace to talk to my boss at 8:30 last night, because I needed to talk to just someone that's there, that's real, that's not fucking miles away. I needed that, but like it feels like the world is pressing down on my chest, but at the same time I can't describe it. It doesn't feel like it's nothing that you can ever understand, especially when it goes beyond that parent-child kind of idea. It's more than that. It's like I was the parent, he was the child in a lot of the ways. It's the same with my sister, and you can't begin to comprehend. There's no, it's like I said before, there's nothing in our language or any language, I hope there isn't, that can summarize it. It hurts, but it doesn't, and there's nothing there, but there's everything there. There's so much to unpack, but there's nothing to unpack. I never thought I'd hear the words. I was literally at the stage of my life where I was like, I have to move on from this, or I'm going to be sitting here for the next fucking 20 years waiting for my dad to die. And it's finally happened. And I've visualized it, and I've hoped, and I've waited, and I wasn't prepared for it. I really thought I'd done 7 years of pre-grieving, which is something that kind of happens when someone you know is dying. I've done so much of that, and it's nothing. Doesn't touch it, doesn't even get near it. It can't even grab onto the footholds of the mountain that is that. Anyway, because I'm going to stop it there, or I'm going to be there. As Goaf said, just saying the same thing over and over again. That is the worst. The worst from the point of, well, I made my sister worry. The reliable car I bought wasn't reliable. I sent the one person that understands how I currently feel right now to the other side of Europe, and the one person that I need as much emotional and support I can get when no one's around has died. But my sister made it to the other end of Europe like she wanted to, for the last 9 months, like she dreamed of getting away from this place. And the one person that I've wanted to be at peace and stop hurting for the longest time has finally reached that point. You can't put that into words. Other than, it's the best, worst weekend ever. Sounds like a shitty movie idea that will at some point happen. Anyway, if you have somehow made it to the 50-minute mark, are you a trooper? Are you not? I couldn't tell you. I'd like to believe you are. I'd like to believe that no one could I want no one to understand how I feel right now. If anyone can offer me some advice, I'd love it. I'd appreciate it. But my goal is that no one in the comments goes, I fucking get you. I wouldn't want anyone in the world to deal with this shit. It's fucking horrible. If you haven't guessed, like say, skipping to this point or watching to this point, I talked to the Robotnik man, and I might record something with him in the next few days. We'll see how we go. There's always, you can get bored or cooped up in your own self So I might do something with him just to distract it, just to distract from myself. I might do Phoenix Wright, but I'm kind of scared too because that leaves me kind of in there. I enjoy recording Phoenix Wright, but there's that sort of I ain't even doing this to yeah. So I'm a bit worried about that, but I might give it a shot because Phoenix Wright is just dumb fun. So it might take the edge off a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I might not end up doing anything for a while. So I will link to the 50-minute mark if people don't feel like watching the Odyssey of Pain. And hopefully, if you haven't watched it, then you can just understand that I need some time. I need some time to understand myself and understand what's happened and process it. And if you've watched this, then well, I don't know. Like I say, this was for me. I needed to just into a microphone for a while. So yeah, I just hope it hasn't hurt you too deeply, because no one should deal with this. No one. Anyway, I will see you all when I get better and I'm ready to move on and I'm ready to start putting one foot forward again. In a bit. Peace.